Well, welcome back to the farm. So it's kind of late afternoon, just got home from work, and I am going to start a new project. It's going to be a well house build. So tonight I'm not going to be building anything tonight, so this will be like a two-part or three-part video, and I'll just kind of put it all together. But I had to get a new well pump put in for my agricultural well. So they done it in the summertime, and the old system, and I'll show you when we get up there, the farmer who owned this before, they basically, because they didn't live here, it's a commercial cattle operation, they basically put culvert pipes around it and then packed it with insulation. Well, when I needed to work on it, the one thing I found was when I pulled that insulation out, I had all kinds of critters, some with legs, some without legs, and I don't do well with snakes, so I'm gonna do something different. We're not gonna put the culvert pipes back on there. I'm gonna build a little small well house, be able to insulate it. But that's a project that I need to get done pretty quickly. Fall's here. We're not expecting any freezing temperatures, so I'm not rushed to where I need to get it done by the end of the week, but I do need to get it done probably in the next 3 weeks or by the end of the month. So that's going to be the next project, and we'll kind of put that up and kind of add that to our things that we've done to grow this homestead that was 130 some acres with nothing on it, no house, nothing, just cow pasture, and how we're building it. So if you like that kind of content, stick around, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned as we build this well house. So here we are back up here at our agricultural well. So you can kind of see house in the background right there. This is our front pasture. So I kind of pan around. The road that we live on is right here. Our entrance is over there. So this was kind of the agricultural well that was here when we bought the place. And what they had wrapped around it was these right here. So the pressure tank was inside of that. They had two of them stacked on top of each other, along with the pressure switch and all of that. Well, the problem with that is anytime you had to work on it, you had to pull insulation off at the top. Everything was down in there, and that was just a place for critters. And like I said, I didn't care too much for the critters. So temporarily, because I did have the cows in this pasture before I built it, when I had to had to fix the pump, I also added a bigger pressure tank. The reason I done that is because I'm running now 2 waterers for the cows. I've got the yard hydrant that's in our front yard that's hooked to this well. I've also got the one in the barn that I'm gonna put a system on that will monitor the water in the thing. So each waterer was holding about 40 gallons. So every time the cows would drink, it would cycle the pump more. So talk to the plumber, you know, by adding a little bit more capacity, that will reduce some of the cycles that the pump goes through. And also I've got a long distance, and I plan on adding 2 additional waterers that will be in different paddocks. Now all of them won't be used at the same time, of course, but you know, I will have, once we get our goat herd started, we'll have a section for that. And then when we rotational graze, when we start cutting some of these paddocks or some of these pastures, like the one I'm in now. So, you know, I'm gonna split this one. This one's actually gonna become 2, maybe even 3 with the far pasture over there. But to do that, I've got to probably put another waterer somewhere in the middle, or design it to where I've got a alleyway for them to get to that water in the middle right there. So, or I could put one here. I could put another one here, and then that one will work that 2 pastures, and then this one up here will be, I'll put another one here pretty close to the well. So that may be what we do. But right now we're going to I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to have to go back and get my weed eater, although the time is getting tight on me. I didn't realize the grass was that high, and I can't do my measuring like I want to. So stay tuned. Again, this is going to be a 2-part series. Tonight was more of me when I got home, because I didn't get home till late. I had to stay at work a little later than I normally do. So as you can tell, sun's going down. So today's more of a kind of a planning to see how I want to do it, to see you know, what type of building, whether it's just going to be a door. I needed to get the height of that tank, so I know how to build the well house. And am I going to put the actual well head in the house, or have that outside and just the pump and the controller in the well house? So they're mighty close. They did build them. I don't know if you can see, which I got to put the top back on. There's the well. It's got a cap right there that's in the grass. The controller is right beside the tank, so I may incorporate the whole thing. Well, the problem is if I do that, I've got to design the roof to where I can take it off completely. Because if I put the well in a house, then if we have to pull the well, then I gotta be going straight up. And this is a little over 300 foot well here. So I can do that. That's not a problem. I can just, we can lift the top off. That may be the way I do it, because I don't want to have to replumb it and move the well house, say, out to move the pressure tank and all that out to here, and that way the well stay out of the building. So that's the things we got to deal with. We do have a yard hydrant up here as well. It's got a cattle gate. I may take that down or take that off and just put, when I build a well house, the bottom of it, just put a house spigot type. That way the cows won't mess with it but so much. So that's why I had to put this hay ring here. So we do have power, just a kind of a tour. This is the original power pole. At one point, the electric fence box was here during the commercial operation. I do have it wired to where I can bring, if we do have, because they don't have generator power here, we do have it wired to where if I needed to bring a generator up here, I can feed into the panel with a lockable switch. I turn the main off, turn the pump on. And at least I could run a generator to run my watering system for my cattle. So that's kind of where we're at. So stay tuned. Probably will be tomorrow or even the next day that we will actually start doing some construction here. And then I'll have all of that on video, and kind of that's the project. That's the struggles and plans that we have on the homestead. So we'll see you then. Well, welcome back to the farm. It is several days since we done the first video of this segment. This is all going to be about our well house build. I know in the original opening I talked a little bit about doing the electric fence, but wasn't quite able to get to that point. And then we went to the Homesteaders of America conference. I'm going to add clips of that at the end of this video. So you know, just add that. We'll kind of put some clips from the homesteaders and that'll finish the video out. But we were able to finish our well house build. The day we done it over the weekend. We had 30 and 25 mile an hour gust. That's why I don't have the 10 on yet. I still got to go get the 10, but I didn't put it on because of the wind was blowing and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I was able to build the building or the little shed that I have for my well house here. You know, I'm not a carpenter by trade, so it's rugged looking. When I put it up, I'm not even gonna say it's a little out of square, but it is it will work for what I need it to, and that's to protect that the bladder tank. I still got a backfill around to kind of cover that up. I set it on some cinder block. I made it out of all of the 1x6s and a 2x4 frame, so it's pretty heavy. The roof is just for the 10, but I've actually got another roof in there because I put insulation board in there as well. That's one thing I don't think is enough, so I think I'm going to get a foam spray kit from Lowe's or Home Depot. It's a small one, and actually go inside and spray foam everything inside of it. That way it'll help insulate it. It is next to our power here, so I may also run an underground cable, and then that way that will give me I'll put a receptacle in there, and if I need to put a little ceramic heater, so if it gets really cold, I've got a way to kind of keep the inside above freezing. So I can just set it at the lowest setting with the spray foam insulation and the insulation board that I do have on the back side of the timbers here. It ought to keep it above freezing in there. So that's kind of wanted to finish the video out. Like I say, it's over a week since I done the first part of this segment, so we're kind of running behind. But I got a little door here. I did make it. I'm gonna kind of see if we can open it up. Put this latch on it. I actually think that I'm going to have to maybe run a little bit of a fence around this, or put this cattle panel around it. So inside you'll see, you know, I've got my bladder tank, and then I've got the pipe. So I've got to still have it to where I can, if we do have to pull the pump for whatever reason, I may can do it with the thing, with this on here, but I actually designed it to where if I have to, I can come in here with a sling. I may bolt some eye bolts here, because I've got a support here and the other side, and I could actually just pick the whole shed up with the tractor, with my bigger tractor, and then set it down, and then the concrete blocks, which basically I took bags of concrete and done what's called a dry form. Just put some water on it and let them set up in the bag, and that kind of gave me my footing. So I'm gonna backfill around it. That'll cover up the holes, and then so I've got the yard hydrant here. I put this here even though I don't have cows in this pasture, but I may do something because I got to protect that from the cows. So either I'm gonna come up here and run a fence around the light pole and the well house, a little small fence. You know, may even use like some Premier One netting or something like that, and that'll give me the protection we need. So anyway, that's the well house build. So one more thing on the farm that has been completed amongst a list that is getting longer and longer every day. So that'll be the end of this video, and stay tuned for our next video coming up. We are going to set up our Aero Equip working pen. This is one I borrowed. It's a little different than the last one. This is an all-one unit. One of the farmer that I actually bought my cows from got one, and so he's kind of my, the person that I've been dealing with and helping me kind of get started. So I've got some cattle panels. We're going to set that up, and then we're going to put some cattle panels to make a, where we can get them in. We've got to work the cows one more time. The next thing that's coming up is the, we'll start having calves probably in a month, maybe a month and a half. And then, so we'll put them in there, the mamas in their winter pasture. And then we'll put the steers hopefully in another pasture if we can keep them there. So that's a few more projects coming up. Redoing our chicken coop, a lot of stuff coming up on the farm. So stay tuned, and if you like his content, please subscribe. So enjoy the clips from the AHOA Homesteaders of America conference, and we'll see you at the next video.
Kids, homeschooling your kids, or whatever you choose to do, raising them up, teaching them capabilities that are going to be valuable for them both socially, spiritually, emotionally, and professionally. This is all fun stuff to do, and we're going to have a great time doing it. That way, when everybody else doing the opposite is feeling depressed and isolated and understanding why their life isn't working, and they look over and see, gosh, we're having a great time. It's like, what is different? So when I talk about the community activism, understand I don't just mean politics. I don't just mean legislate. I mean do the stuff that is fun together. Kids, homeschooling your kids, or whatever you choose to do, raising them up, teaching them capabilities that are going to be valuable for them both socially, spiritually, emotionally, and professionally. This is all fun stuff to do, and we're going to have a great time doing it. That way, when everybody else doing the opposite is feeling depressed and isolated and understanding why their life isn't working, and they look over and see, gosh, we're having a great time. It's like, what is different? So when I talk about the community activism, understand I don't just mean politics. I don't just mean legislate. I mean do the stuff that is fun together.
Mm-hmm.